you said. Wow. Amen. Amen. And amen. It is well with our souls. I want to take one moment, maybe several moments, and have a moment of silence for Roseburg, Oregon, and the community of Umpqua Community College. So can we just have a moment of silence for them, and then I want to pray. God, our hearts go out to that community and the things that we all witnessed this week. Our hearts continue to go out to all the communities who experience these types of incidents way too frequently. God, give them comfort and give them peace. The families of the victims, the family of the shooter. We don't understand, but we know, God, that you, the God of all grace and mercy, you walk with us, always with us side by side. You hold us, you give us strength for the journey. Even if it's in the valley, you walk with us. In your many names we pray. Amen. Amen. Well, today we are finishing our road trip series. I'm sure some of you are thinking, woo, thank you, God, we're done with the road trip series. Yes. Today, our road trip series, are we there yet? Meeting God and meeting Christ along the way. And the subject today is returning. Returning. There's many things that we could talk about in returning. Our disciples on the road to Emmaus, after they had had the experience of having that moment with Jesus and the recognition of who he was and their hearts burning and having that clear understanding. And at that moment, they decided that it was time to return home. It was time to return home to Jerusalem and tell the other disciples what they had indeed experienced on the road with the mysterious stranger who, at the breaking of bread, that he was recognized as Jesus. Moving on the road trip, on spiritual journeys and spiritual quests, there are many things that we go through. New understandings, new ways of looking at the world, new ways of thinking, wow, I can actually be more open-minded to some things than I even thought that I ever could be. And now it's time for me to return home where it's comfortable now to sleep in my own bed. You know how that is when you go to a hotel, it feels really nice, but once you go home, you're like, I'm home, it's my own bed, you know. My Keurig machine is there. My special iced tea that I like to make is there. My special Moscato is there. All of those things, you know, that make you, or maybe your favorite beer, you know, whatever that happens to be. It's there when you're home so you can kick back, take your shoes off, sit down and relax and just enjoy yourselves. And then you can take in and think about all the things that you learned on the journey. A lot of the things that you took in may not even come clear to you yet. When you have spiritual understanding and spiritual learnings, sometimes you have to let it percolate for a little while before it really settles in and grows deeper in you. So today we return. We return home. We return home to similar things that robing and singing and the choir and all of us here today, it feels like home. Amen? Amen. It feels like home. The other thing about today that's very special is that it is the anniversary of the founding of Metropolitan Community Churches, our founder, Troy Perry. And I know we have all heard the story of how our denomination was started and why it is here. Some have said, well, a lot of our work is already done. We have more rights now. They're open and affirming other churches in the mainline denominations that, you know, is there really a point left to have MCC? Well, of course it is. Of course it is. MCC and our foundation will always be founded on Christ and the teachings of Christ. It will be our foundation. Second layer is that it's LGBT in all the varieties that we can be, that we're gender queer, that we're gender curious, that we're trans, we're bisexual, we're lesbian, we're gay. That is all of who we are. But that is not where we stop, my beloved brothers and sisters. We are now not only that part of the history, but we are the Human Justice Church. We are the Human Rights Church. What that means, my brothers and sisters, is that anyone in society that is on the margins, that anyone in society that happens to be the other that people want to throw away, to forget about, to say that you're not good enough, to say that you're not welcome in this place because you got to get it all right, we're here for those people. Amen? Amen. We are here for them. We are also here, beloved SunCoast Cathedral, for the ones who are in our pews as we see now. It is now time, SunCoast Cathedral, for you to begin to sow and to grow and to know deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in God. It is now time to give to work, even the more so. It is now time to begin looking at yourselves individually and saying, who am I as a beloved child of God? Who am I as a member of SunCoast Cathedral MCC? Who am I as a person who belongs to this entire community, but the entire community of faith and a big MCC as well? I know. I can see the looks on your faces. We will always be SunCoast Cathedral MCC. You will always be SunCoast. You will always be SunCoast Cathedral. You will always be SunCoast Cathedral. You will always be SunCoast Cathedral. For a minute I thought you fell asleep out there. I was like, do I need to do jumping jacks? What do I need to do? You will always be SunCoast Cathedral. Amen. Where you are right now is not where you're going to stay, because you're going to continuously grow. Amen. You are going to continuously grow spiritually. Because I don't know about you, if I eat the same thing every single day, food-wise, spiritually, I get really tired of that. I know I can't eat mac and cheese every single day. I just can't. Maybe my daughter can, but I cannot. It is time spiritually to eat some meat, some steak, some prime rib, as it were. A filet mignon, medium. rare, yes. Some potatoes, a baked potato with sour cream and some butter and some cheese and some bacon. It is time, and some vegetables, Kelly and Durbin, and maybe some roasted vegetables. It is time for you to think metaphorically that milk is no longer good for us. It is time to go deeper and to have some meat and to have some potatoes. Amen? Amen. As I think about today, especially, where we had this huge celebration of MCC, my heart still goes back to Oregon. My heart goes back to those people. My heart specifically looks at the shooter. The reason why I particularly want to look at him, did he know that he was loved by God? Did he know that he was a beloved child of God? I know they said, oh, maybe he had some mental issues and he was trying to get help, but was he told? Did he know that he was loved by God? Those are the things that I begin to think of as just as a follower of Christ, not even necessarily a pastor. I begin to think, do people that I meet every day in the grocery store, whether I'm in school with them, wherever I meet them, do they know really on the inside that I care very deeply for them? Because we are all made in the image of God. We are made in God's image, and we are made in God's likeness. That we are all beloved children of God, even though we are very broken, and some of us are more broken than others. There are so many people, beloved, that are on the margins, that do not know that there are people who love them. That they don't know that there is someone who cares about them. That there's someone out there who says, you've been told over and over and over again because of who you are, who you love, maybe because you like to do things differently, or you're just quirky. I'm sorry, but you can't come in here. There are so many times you have no idea how many messages people receive that are not the good messages that they need to hear. We all know that from some of our past. Amen? Amen. That we had tapes, CDs, record players, phonographs. That we heard those messages that they weren't positive for us. They were things that just did not work, and we had to push those things out. That's why MCC is here. Amen. That's why SunCoast is here. Amen. We are here, my beloved brothers and sisters, to be the light. To be the light that some may never see. To be the hope that someone may never get. To be the physical presence of Jesus for them as we follow Christ. How do they see us? How do we live that out? This week is BMCC week, where we're doing random acts of kindness, where we're doing things and paying for someone's coffee behind us and doing all those things. Or my idea for, I started already, that in our apartment complex, when we have dogs, those of you who have dogs and we pick up after our dogs, when I take one of the bags, I pull the other ones out. So when the next human parent comes, they don't have to struggle to pull that out. That may seem very, very small. But for me, as a pet owner, that's a random act of kindness for the next person who's coming along. And if I see other people and parents who didn't pick up after their little pets, I pick it up for them. Why? Why? Because I don't want to step in it. And you know what? It's a random act of kindness to do it for the next person. SunCoast MCC. You are a blessing to this entire community. And you have been that for 20 plus years. Amen? Amen. And you will continue to be SunCoast Cathedral MCC, a blessing to yourselves in here, your outside community, and to all who know that you're a part of this